Buongiorno a tutti. Good morning. Let's talk a little bit about the match because I am a little bit confused. I don't understand. I can't understand what this AC Milan is about. The feeling that I have at the moment is still that the players have no clear indications. They have no clear idea on what to do. Like they know their position, and that's it. There is no clear, like I don't see schemes. I don't see anything in this AC Milan that tells me that these players have a plan. This is the feeling that I had, and yesterday or today's match was really bad to watch. It was a very incredibly bad match from AC Milan that we won out of sheer luck and a goal being denied to Monza that I believe was a regular one. And I will not have been, surprised if the first half ended like 3-0 for Monza because they had some very clear chances to score. And we have to thank our magic Mike Menyan for this. We have to thank him a lot because otherwise we would not have won this match. Now, I wanted to discuss a little bit about the words of Fonseca after the match, which baffles me. I am confused by what he's saying. So, this is about Leao. Leao, to me, is like Musa and Loftus-Cheek. Fonseca, please. Let's at least be serious. Because if the problem of Leao is that he doesn't help the team defending, then Okafor didn't do much better than Leao, right? So at this point, is this your personal war because you want to show power? You want to show that you're the big boss and that you are in control? Is this what it is about? Or what? You want to show that you have the balls to take this choice? Because this team is based on individuals. If our individual players don't create something from zero, we don't win. Okay, and we saw this a lot from Pulisic, for example, but even Leao, right? Even Leao, when Leao came in, he basically created some chances, some goal chances by himself. Every time that we create something is not because of a proper scheme, is not because of a teamwork or whatever. It's always like an individual doing something special. It's not because of tactics. This is the feeling that I've been having for a while now. And we see this with Leao too. Leao, when he entered Leao, you can criticize him for not scoring that goal in front of the goal. But what he did create, it was amazing. It was amazing, right? And at least when he plays, if this happens, at least I get a little bit of emotions during a match. Because today Okafor was incredibly bad. So to me now, not playing Leao, it sounds like an excuse. Because the problem that we have right now is not the fact that Leao doesn't defend, in my opinion, is that we are playing with a wrong module, with a wrong system. Because, and we changed that in the second half, by the way. So Fonseca is going on with this 4-2-4. This is what creates our problems because we have a giant hole in the midfield. So Okafor and Chukwueze didn't defend very well in this match. A little bit like Leao. It's the same. So the problem is not the players, is more about the way that Fonseca wants his players to do. He wants to do a sort of playstyle that he cannot do. He cannot do this kind of playstyle with AC Milan. You cannot do it with AC Milan, this kind of playstyle. In a way, it reminds me of Ten Hag when he was coaching Manchester United. He was asked, when are we going to see Manchester United playing like Ajax? And he said, never. Never, because I don't have that type of player to do that kind of football. Fonseca does not understand that. In fact, is insisting with having like a 5-man into the attack line, for example. And one of those is Terracciano. Terracciano is being useless in defense and in attack. He just cannot do that. Terracciano is not a player that should be in AC Milan, obviously, but if you want to play with Terracciano, you cannot do. Like the best skill that Terracciano has is this. Is calling for the ball like this receiving the ball and pass it back. This is the greatest skill that Terracciano has. Okay. Then Fonseca said that today we won, and we won very well, like beautifully. I didn't see that. Did you see that? Did you see a beautiful football? I saw a very, very lucky Milan that owns something to make Mike Maignan that we still didn't renew. By the way, we still didn't renew because we don't want to pay money to good players. And I didn't see a beautiful Milan. I saw the same Milan, a Milan that doesn't know what it wants to be, that it wants to be something that it cannot be. If we don't have renders, we have no playmakers. A Milan with Morata that plays all over the place, all over the places, but it doesn't play in attack. So my question is, who is the striker in AC Milan? Because it's not Morata. Morata, at some point, Morata was in the midfield and was coming to the defense to get the ball. Morata should be the one that connects a little bit as an attacking midfielder, right? He drops down a lot to an exchange in his web places with Pulisic to help the constructions, but it's all over the places. Like you got to give a role to this kind of players. You cannot just say, yeah, no, do whatever you want, just freely go around. And then when he gets the ball, who do we have in attack? Terracciano and Okafor. To me, the coach's indications are not clear. The players don't know what they have to do. They don't know what they want to do. They reach the final third and they cross. They cross in, but we don't have a striker that can transform those crosses into a goal. Somebody like, I don't know, let's say Lukaku, right? Like a giant that is there. Regarding the defense, I have this feeling that our defenders don't know when to mark somebody, who to mark, when to double up on the marking. There is this going on confusion, and this is because indications are not clear for once, and that Pavlovic, for example, plays very much by instinct, and sometimes he takes some choices that are not the best. He does that half step ahead, or he does like and go double up on the marking when you didn't have to. And it's very confusing for us to watch as well, because I didn't understand what was going on with AC Milan during the match. It was very confusing to watch, and it's very confusing to analyze, because this just is not making sense to me. I don't know if it's making sense to you. The way that we could solve the match against Monza is by giving up this 4-2-4 and becoming a 4-3-3. When that happened, we were more solid in a way. Pulisic is doing everything. So Pulisic is a top player like Magic Mike Maignan, and this is what I expect top players to do. Pulisic didn't play his best match, but even so, he did create the goal in the end, because thanks to his cross. In a way, it's like, do you remember when Ibrahimovic played for AC Milan? There were some matches in which he didn't do absolutely anything, and then in 2 minutes he solved the match. This is what top players should do. Regarding Leao, as I told you, Leao, he came in and he created by himself a few chances to score. Then he didn't score. He has to work on his finalizing. Yes, we know that. But is it worse than Okafor? Fofana, I think, high and lows, but Fofana is usually left alone because Renders is attacking. We usually have like Renders, Okafor, Morata, Pulisic, Terracciano, Chukwueze, on the same line, and we still cannot create anything. And Fofana is left alone a lot of the time, so he has to cover for Renders not being there. The fact is that we don't have a playmaker beside Renders. And this is not normal because we have no possible substitute for Renders. We saw with Napoli. When Renders misses, we can't play football. We can't play anything. So this match reinforces to me the belief that AC Milan is not built for this football. AC Milan is built for nothing, but it is built more. It could be more effective with counterattacks. In fact, the goal that we scored came from a counterattack. This is not just a case, And Morata was irritating to watch today. I couldn't stand Morata, and Fernandez does that too. He falls a lot, and I can't stand when players do this. But particularly Morata, irritating, always complaining. I don't know how he didn't got like a yellow card for complaining after so much. But yeah, we don't have a substitute for Morata. We don't have like a proper striker. We don't have. I don't understand AC Milan how they want to play. It's confusing. I told you, it's confusing. The directions that Fonseca gave looks like this. Okay, you, Terracciano, Hernandez, you go up. Renders, you go up, and we have this line, and then let's give it to the wingers or to Pulisic, and let's see what happens. This is the direction that the players got from what I saw. I have this bad habit sometimes that I go and rewatch good matches. Not this match. This match I watched this match as well, but I watch also other matches, and one of these recently was Ajax Milan of 1994, in which Ajax won. And watching those matches, I feel those are beautiful. If you never watched that match, go on and look it up because it's on YouTube. We're talking about the Milan with Baresi, Maldini, Donadoni, Gullit, all that AC Milan. Okay, losing to Ajax. And Ajax, that is a joy to watch. Go on and check that match and watch. Look how Ajax play. Look how perfect the passes are, how much the players move, how they're involved in the game. This is what we would love. Of course, we would love to see this kind of football, but we can't see this kind of football because we don't have these kind of players, right? So sometimes I do that. And I don't know if Fonseca wants to reach that kind of football in his mind. He's playing in his mind. He's saying that the AC Milan football we play beautifully, like when we did with Roma, right? When he was coaching Roma and things weren't going well, he said, but we play a beautiful football. Now you tell that to the Romans fans and see if it's true. So I have this idea that maybe Fonseca wants to do that type of football, close to that style, right? Like total football, but he can't because we don't have the people to do so. But go check old matches because they're very good, and you also can have a glint of what AC Milan was, and you can compare it to now if you want. That AC Milan is dead, but AC Milan made the history of football. Don't never forget it, because AC Milan is an historical club that made history together with Real Madrid. It's not a case that the derby versus the match against Real Madrid is called the Derby of Europe. So talking about other players, what can we say? That Terracciano is not a player for AC Milan. We already knew that. And having Terracciano or having Emerson Royal, it's the same. Calabria too, but Calabria is now I see Calabria as a slightly better player. So they made me change my opinion, and now I can't believe in saying this, but I hope that Calabria plays instead of Emerson and Terracciano. Okay, this is how bad the situation is for me. Again, a very disorganized team. And now it's been for a long time. Now a month has passed, and why? And I am confused from what I'm seeing, because I'm not seeing like improvements in the defensive phase. It's not as disastrous as it was in the beginning, maybe, but it's not that much different in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this. If you have any other thought or take that maybe I didn't talk about, let's go and see what we're gonna do with Real Madrid. But I don't expect to win against Real Madrid, and the matches that we have to win in Champions League are all the other matches. Real Madrid, even if it's not in his best form right now, it's, to me, there is no match. But maybe we will be surprised. But now even Fonseca's press conferences or interviews after the match, they start to irritate me, to be honest. Anyway, if you enjoy the content, leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see Calabria instead of Emerson and Terracciano in the next match. Vabbè, dai. Ciao.